Te Maria, I'm Cherie Kinnear, and these are the latest New Zealand Herald headlines. NATO is all but ruling out a deliberate Russian missile attack on Poland. Poland says the explosion near the country's border with Ukraine was probably caused by Ukraine trying to shoot down a Russian missile. In an emergency meeting with ambassadors overnight, NATO's Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg says Russia is entirely at fault due to its illegal invasion of Ukraine. But he says there's no evidence Russia is trying to attack NATO.
This is not Ukraine's fault. Russia bears ultimate responsibility as it continues its illegal war against Ukraine.
The Prime Minister will meet with China's president on the sidelines of APEC in the coming days. She says New Zealand's strong opposition to the militarisation of the Pacific will be discussed. Our newsroom understands Jacinda Ardern's also secured a meeting with US Vice President Kamala Harris. Meanwhile, she's taken a not-so-subtle swipe at Donald Trump. The former US president's announced he's having another crack at the White House, putting his name forward for the Republican nomination. Ardern says since Joe Biden's been in the role, the US quickly began re-engaging in the Pacific region. An 18-year-old man is due in the Christchurch District Court today in relation to the stabbing of a man walking his dog at Bexley Park. He's been charged with wounding with intent to cause grievous bodily harm. A 23-year-old woman has been charged as an accessory after the fact and will appear in court at a later date. Hopes a major international retailer moving to Lambton Quay will give a post-pandemic boost to Wellington's CBD. Clothing brand Calvin Klein's confirmed it will set up shop in part of the building that recently housed David Jones before it shut down in June. First Retail Group Managing Director Chris Wilkinson says it's great news for the capital.
Having the acknowledgement of this area from an international brand is really important and a great first step in starting to enliven that area again.
And climate experts believe this year could be the hottest on record. This year's had the wettest winter in 50 years, but also the warmest for the third consecutive year. NIWA's 7-station temperature series, built on climate measurements spanning from 1909, also show the first 6 months of the year were the second hottest. It's expected this year to place in the top 3 warmest ever recorded for New Zealand, with our year-end average land temperature as high as 1.15 degrees above average. And those are the latest New Zealand Herald headlines. For more stories and to stay up to date, head to nzherald.co.nz. Kia pai te rā. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. To stay up to date with all the latest news from the New Zealand Herald, click the subscribe button below or check out one of the videos here, and head over to nzherald.co.nz for more details on these stories and more.